Good morning. Happy Monday. Come on in, my friend. We got some things we want to talk about this morning. Communication and maturity. Now, Ms.V ain't got on no clothes. She ain't going nowhere no time soon. I'm dressed to come out here and talk to y'all, though. What's up, Niecy Pooh? Hey, Chase. Good morning. How are y'all doing this morning? Beautiful day here in the city this morning. Sun is going to try to come out, and that's a good thing because remember we did the rugs down at Miss Margaret's house on Saturday? Those rugs got soaking wet again yesterday. So hopefully by cleaning them, and they were clean when they hung up there, they won't have a smell. They have a smell. Guess we're going to have to go rent the cleaner again. I don't know. We're going to have to see about this. Okay? Hey, Princess Strickland. Miss Audrey. Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all had a good night's sleep. Did I miss anybody? Let me get this other phone here together while y'all coming in. Okay. The thing is, I try to read from one phone and have the other phone sitting there. I bought a stand a couple of months ago. Chocolate came over here and he put it together. Well, Ms.V is rough on stuff. She is. I broke my seal on the coffee table the other day, trying to clean it off. I'm not picking it up off the top of the candle. His foot was already broken. I glued his foot back together. He sit up there for another month. That same foot, when he fell on the floor, broke again. I said, well, maybe he ain't supposed to be sitting up here. So he went to Trash Heaven. That's where he went to. So let me see who else came up in here. Chase, good morning. Have a good day at work, Yo-Yo. Hey, Princess Strickland. It is still snuggling weather in North Carolina. Me and my pillow plus blanket are in love for sure. I know that's right. I remember them snow days up in Baltimore. Baby, I was in the house for 8 years straight. And every winter I got out when I needed to, not when I wanted to. So the girl wasn't used to that weather up there, so she just hung in the house and did what you did. Snuggle with the blanket. That's exactly what I did. Joseph, how you doing this morning? I just stopped by to say hi and bye. Okay? To you and the chat. Don't forget to leave a like. And I appreciate you, Joseph, for stopping by this morning. So my topic this morning is communication and maturity are the key. It's the key to life, really. If you can't communicate, you're not going to have very good relationships in life. You're not going to build friendships. You will be there for a little while, and then all of a sudden, you're going to be gone. Because you're not going to have a good understanding of the person that you're trying to build a relationship with. You lost. And a lot of people just grow in age, the number, their chronological age being the number. But they never really mature and grow up and become an adult. Do you hear the conversations that some of these people have? Some of the things that they post and some of the things that they say out here. And you want to tell me that's a mature individual? That's who you're following? Well, perhaps you're not that mature yourself. Hey, Miss Aretha, Miss Cynthia '06 is in the building. How y'all doing? I just have to stop and shake my head. And sometimes I just have to say to myself, self, are these people going to ever grow up and ever realize that, first of all, everything is not for social media. If you are on social media, you are a content creator. Isn't that what you call yourself? When you bring in content to the people, I don't care if you call yourself a reaction channel. There's a way to react also. There's a way you should know how to react to anything. All reactions don't have to be negative. Some reactions can be positive. You would be better off if you knew how to react, how to choose your words to react. And it just gets old because every day you reacting and you beginning to say the same thing. You're not saying anything different that's going to hold my attention or anybody of any intelligence. It's not going to sit there and listen to it every day. How do you know so much about other people's lives? Why are you doxing people? Why are you not bringing your life to YouTube? Can you not do that? Is it so much in your background that you can't talk about? When you do bring it out here, you address it after it's brought out here. Your version of what you think and how you feel. Troll on. Thank you for the views. Y'all are pretty good about trolling these days. Do you think I care? Mm-mm. I'm blessed to have some real moderators over here. And even if I don't have but one, each and every moderator I have over here now is going to protect me and this channel. They show me their loyalty. And they ain't about coming over here to get their name called out or for me to bless their channel by calling it out. Mm-mm. A lot of people have been over here just for that reason. If I'm making it on my own, and I ain't caring whether you call me out or not, why can't you do the same? Why can't you leave my name out of your mouth? Because you don't have content. Because you can't stand to see a channel that's growing on positive content. Well, this morning, I'm going to address something that was put out here on a community wall about 10 days ago. That shows you I don't watch what you're saying at all. But people are going to let you know when I'm thinking that we good. I ain't got a problem with you. I told you, I ain't got no problem with nobody out here. I don't care what they said. I ain't got no problem with you because you don't affect my life. You have the problem with me. Now come out here and tell the people why you got a problem with me. That's what the people want to know from you. Why do you do the things you do? And why do you say the things you say? Because you don't have content. You out here nickeling and diming a channel. When I'm going to speak for myself. I don't have the need to do that. You're guilty because of what you've done and what you said and who you've connected to. You don't have a communication skill where you can come to me and call me up or email me or text me and say, let's talk. That's your problem. Mm-hmm. And then you want to bring your version to the big screen about me. Well, at some point, if I choose to address you, I will. And I'm going to address this today because it wasn't necessary. You've been over here for over a year and a half. You were a member over here. You were, I guess, a subscriber. Did I stop to take the time and look and see? Do I go and see who's a member or who has changed their memberships? I don't have time to do that. If you're a member, you're a member. If you're a subscriber, you're a subscriber. If you come into the chat, you come into the chat. If you don't, you don't. If you stay in the bushes, I'll never know who you are until you fall out the bushes. Obviously, you like the commentary or you wouldn't be over here looking, period. What else would you be looking for? What's up, Reba? Hey, Carol. So about 10 days ago, the lady called me and she said, wait, let me back it up. I asked her, has she seen JP? Because I hadn't seen JP over here since the last time she and Yo-Yo were over here and they had gotten into it on my chat. Me being a certified mediator for the state of Texas, yeah, I got that behind my name too. I try to squash things and try to get people to be together. I don't like all this back and forth and separation and all that and people just talking about each other just to be talking about each other and don't even have a reason for it. I mean, if you that immature and that childish that you can't move on, then it's a real problem. But it ain't my problem. It's a problem to you. Because ain't nobody that important to me where I can't move on. I don't suffer with separation anxiety. I've been by myself most of my life in the things I've had to do. Even if I had a husband, there were a lot of things that I did that didn't include him. When I bought my first rental property, it was in my name. I did that. I took care of that. Yeah, he reaped the benefits of it, but it was my money. And that's what I chose to do. And I was in my 20s when I did that. When I chose to leave my job as a laboratory analyst, that was my choice. I had already walked out the door when I came home and went through the laundry room into the kitchen and told them to sit down. I want to talk to y'all about something. It was him and my daughter. And I told him the day was my last day. I am not wearing no laboratory jacket anymore. I am not wearing no hard hat anymore. I am done. That's the way I address the situation. Because it's my life. I got sense enough to know I got my game already together. I got all the pieces to the puzzle together. That's when I left and I opened up my own business and I started to work for me. Because I had learned everything I needed to learn about business working for them. And I figured at that point in my life, if I could come out and work for them every day, 12 hours, 4 days on, 4 days off, 4 nights, 5 days off, drive 30 some miles to get there, one way, with a small child, having a small child when I worked there, having a baby. She's no longer no baby now. I can do it for myself. I have a lot of confidence in me on the things I have done and can do in life. and nothing's going to stop me. So let me address this situation. Because if you had called me or if you had emailed me, and you can't say you didn't have my email because it's out here for anybody to contact me about anything. I saw yesterday on Shamar's chat where Solo Dolo said, Miss V, I think we know some of the same people. You know some of my family. And I was like, email me. They might be family to me for all I know. I don't know all my family, even though I came from a very large family on my father's side. Hey, Nawatha. Explore with the Edwards. Good morning. So, the community wall said something to the effect, I didn't bother to write it down. It wasn't that important, but it's important enough for me to address. Because I'm not wanting to cause any confusion in anybody's life, nor do I want you causing any confusion in my life. Now, like I said, JP, you were over here for about a year and a half, or maybe longer, because we were supporting the same person, me, you, and Yo-Yo. Okay? But you went as far as to put out on your community wall that I had dropped my membership from you. That part, my friend, is correct. But you didn't bother to even find out why my membership had been dropped from you. So I not only addressed you last night, but everyone that made a comment in the chat, I addressed you also. Why? Because you are packing around the wrong information. And you need to be corrected. Because YouTube, social media, ain't nothing but a big old melting pot of lies and deceit and deflections from one person to another. Good morning, Pac-Man. How you doing, sunshine? So the reason why your membership was dropped, put a one in the chat if you remember me coming out here a few weeks ago and saying that my card had been hacked. I'll wait. All I need is one. It was a few weeks ago. I got the ones. Thank you. All of y'all. That is when the membership dropped because it automatically pulled money off that card. So if I had to get rid of the card, that meant that you didn't get a membership. But what was weird about the whole community post to me was, hey Renee, that 5 other memberships from other content creators were dropped also, but they never said a word. They never bothered to go out on a community wall and put nothing like that out there. I went into one of them's chat, no, 2 of them's chat, and told them I would be renewing my membership, but my card was hacked. They said, okay, Ms.V, no problem. But you had a problem to the point that you had to tell the world. That tells me something about you. You no longer came into my chat. Oh, I'm telling the truth, how it really happened. After you and Yo-Yo got into it, and I tried to get you to come up on the panel, I was on StreamYard. Let's talk about this. Let's squash this. I like both of you. I don't want y'all over here arguing in my chat. And I asked Yo-Yo to shut it down. You said no. You went on your platform. You addressed her, which was fine with me. That's your platform. You can say and do whatever you want to out there. But don't put false information out here. The information that you said was true, that I had dropped my membership. But tell the people why if you're going to do that. And if it bothers you that bad. So you went further to say she dropped her membership, so I dropped my membership from her, which is fine with me. Nobody is compelled to keep a membership over here. If they choose to want a membership in any chat, that's what they do. People go through a lot in life. Maybe they can't afford it anymore. Maybe they, I don't know, just decide I'm not going to take a membership this month. That's their business. But it seems strange to me that it would be that important to you to do what you did, but not address me about it. Do I intimidate y'all that bad that you feel like you can't come to me and talk to me about anything, that you got to bring your version of what you think is going on to social media? Because I can come out here and address you like I'm addressing you now. Anybody, if I choose to. A lot of it ain't important to address. And if I'm not looking at you, and if nobody had never called me and said that this is what I needed to go look at, I never would have addressed it because I wouldn't have known. But remember, you stopped coming in this chat after then. You were a moderator over here. Think about it. You left me. Did I come out here and cry about it? Did I say anything about it? No. Do you ever see me coming out here mentioning anything until y'all bring this stuff up? No. It's not important. Take Greg to the block list, please. I'm sick of looking at him coming up in here saying whatever he's saying because it's totally unimportant to me. Greg ain't paying no bills over here. Good morning, Miss Jackie Johnson. Good morning again. I think, Carla, I'm not sure if I spoke to you. But we got to mature. We got to grow up out here on social media. And we've got to stop bringing false information. We've got to stop lying on people. We've got to stop making people content because you suffer from separation anxiety. I can walk. I can leave you anytime I want to, just like you can leave me. And the one content I saw said something basically like that from another content creator out here. But I found it strange that I spoke to her in a live last night and she didn't speak. Because I guess she was believing I had done you wrong. Y'all are always going to bring it out here as if I did something to you. But you're not telling the people anything, what I did. And it all started back with Barnyard Betty. She started all of this. And when y'all got on that train with her, y'all came to her defense when she started it all. Oh, I have to tell it like it is. Till this day, she ain't told you the reason why. And she never will. She won't. There is no reason for her to ever have said anything to me or about me. It's immaturity. That's what it is. Grow up, people. Get a life of your own where you can come out on your channel and talk about what you're talking about, whatever your topic is. What's up, Spoken? You're working and listening. I appreciate that. Thank you, Miss Jackie, for coming in. At what point do we mature? I would think in your 20s, maturity should start right there. I'm going to give you up until 20 years old to really start thinking like a grown person. No, you won't have wisdom. You might not have the discernment at 20 years old. But I would place a lot of 20-year-olds, today's 20-year-olds, because these kids are growing up fast. They're learning much quicker how to deal with the world than we ever did because of social media. They learn so fast. And they come here smart these days. I don't know if it's the medication they're giving the mother, the prenatal care, but these kids can come here lifting up their heads, looking around, inquisitive, talking, walking. They doing everything much faster these days. Operating remote controls. Give it to a little baby. They know how to turn it on and off. They know how to change the channel. So actually, they're doing better than you. What's up, Todd? Howdy. Peace and blessings right back at you. Hey, stay in my lane. How you doing this morning? Hope all is well. Communication is the key to life. If you don't know how to communicate with people, you're never going to have a relationship that works. It doesn't matter whether it's a relationship with a significant other. It doesn't matter whether it's a friendship. If you can't communicate, forget the relationship. Ganneth, ain't that the truth? Yeah, and that's why so many marriages fail today. Because there is no communication. One person comes in and says something. And what you going to do? You're going to defend yourself. But how do you defend yourself? You're going to start bringing up all the stuff from the past that shouldn't even be brought up. Because that is not what you're talking about right now. Whatever the problem is right now is what needs to be addressed. So that's going to start a great big argument when you start hashing up all of this stuff from back in the day. And the next thing, somebody finna walk out the door and start cheating on the other. Then when they go to the outside person, they're going to talk about you to that outside woman or man, what you're doing at home. Giving that outside person all the room in the world to walk into your life because you didn't fix the problem at home. And the next thing you do, y'all hating each other and y'all going for a divorce. It's very few divorces these days that people can honestly say we're friends today. I'm one of those people. I have divorced twice and I'm still friends with both of them today. We respect each other. We have boundaries. They don't cross mine, I don't cross theirs. And they both are alive, living, and well. We have a child together, the first husband. There was never no need to fight when we supposed to be raising this child together. And we did. Hey, loving me, Tracy, good morning. With the second one, he is the stepfather who is there now with you. You're going to respect him as a father. She respected him so much she called him daddy. So she had two daddies. And the last husband who passed away, he wasn't even around long enough because we weren't living around each other for them to build a relationship. She was moving around the country from this place to that place. And the only thing we could do was help her when she started having children. Churchill, you wanted to apologize to me? For what, baby? Because I've never seen you in here, to be honest. So go ahead on. I'm never going to stop somebody. It's big of you to if you want to apologize. Okay? So I'm going to leave that with JP right there. I don't have a problem with you. Never had a problem with you. Even when you stopped coming over here, I never had a problem with you. Okay? My time has been, hello, Lana. How you doing? Good morning. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. I don't have a problem with nobody out here. I don't care what they said. They're not that close to me that it matters what they say. I have content. I bring it to you every day. I don't want my content about you. Know that. You're not the topic of conversation over here. Hey, Lollipop. Hello, Hill Tracy. Good morning. Y'all come in being nice and get poofed up out of here real fast. And you're welcome over here at any time. I don't have time left in my life to go back and forth with you and talk about you. That's not what I want to do with my time and my day. It's not. My views are going to be high today. Thank you, trolls. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's just looking at the trolls coming through. They're out talking the people in the chat. The people in the chat are coming in and speaking to each other. Haven't even made a comment yet that I can read that they're saying, other than Churchill. And I'm still waiting on him to come in and tell me why he's apologizing to me. I think that's big of you. We need more apologies in the world. Kirk, good morning from India, the international auntie. How you doing, baby? Good morning, Aqua Blue. Another week of football is coming to a close, Aqua Blue. Yes, Aaron came in and told me who we were playing this week. And Miss Margaret's team, the Texans, also went on to win their game. So I guess we'll be watching football together again this week. Wesley is being disrespectful, Renee. Miss Audrey and who else I saw in here? Miss Jackie and Sting. We'll take him out of here. We don't know Wesley. We don't care about Wesley. Wesley cares about us. Wesley got up and hit that button to come up in here. Does Wesley know any of us? No. Wesley has formed his opinion. That is the sad part about social media. That people come out here and they listen to the bull. They don't know whether that person is lying or telling the truth. They ain't seen no receipts. They don't know why these people are talking, why they turn, nor do I care. Oh, okay, Renee. Well, he's over here for sexual pleasures. I'm sorry. I'm not looking for a man, nor do I want to come out here and show any stranger, woman or man, my female body parts. They're not for you. So get on about your business, Wesley. Okay? The Baltimore Ravens are playing the Buffalo Bills next Sunday. Okay, thank you, Aaron. I knew you had told me, and I told you I didn't know that much about the Bills because I hadn't watched the Bills this year. But I got to watch their stats and see what their stats are to see what we're coming up against this Sunday. And hopefully we'll be able to pull it off again so we can move a little step closer. And hopefully none of these teams that's getting ready to go to contend as a Super Bowl contender have any injuries, because that sometimes causes a problem when you go in a Super Bowl. Your key players get hurt. So it's very hard to put in a secondary to play that position when you're going up against the best. That's pretty hard. Okay? So I'm done with that. I've addressed it. I'm done with it. If you had given me time, JP, I would have got my membership back. But you didn't give me time to even load the card. Sweet Tea didn't say nothing. I haven't renewed my membership over there, even though I've loaded the card, because I haven't been over there to even watch her. She's just one of them, one of the 5. Nobody else said anything. I'm done. Now you know. Okay. And welcome back anytime you want to. If you choose to get your membership back, I'm good. If you don't, I'm good. Okay? Carla, Miss Audrey is praying for your patience. The Buffalo Bills have a good quarterback named Josh. You told me that. But I also told you, Aaron, that we have a good quarterback named Lamar Jackson, who probably will make MVP for the 3rd or 4th time. Okay? So it'll just be two good quarterbacks going up against each other. All right? And notice my chat when they come in. Whenever I'm addressing somebody, they don't say a word. They just listen. If I ask a question, like I said, put a 1 in the chat. If they heard me say that, that's what they do. And then they start commenting when we get to a topic. I told you I was different. And the people that are following me are going to be different also. Pretty much like me. When you see them dropping off into chats, they speaking, but they have very little say if it's drama in the channel, or either they're going to be taking up for that person that they know has been done wrong. Everyone enjoy your day. I can see the sidewalk in Cincinnati, Ohio. I haven't been out since Christmas Day. Oh, Carol, that's a long time. Have to be safe at my age. And you do. Snuggle up. Put on some shoes with some traction. That's what I learned. When I first went up there, I fell 2 times on my butt. One time when I was working at BWI Airport, I came up underneath the ramp to go inside. When I went to pull the door, my foot slipped behind me and I broke the fall by hitting on my butt. Luckily, I didn't break my tailbone. The other time, I was coming down the steps and I hit my back when I went down because I was trying to break the fall, but it's hard to break the fall when you're coming down the steps. And my back hit the 2nd step. It was 3 steps down. So be very careful. I know Lamar Jackson is a good quarterback. That is going to be a good game. Exactly. Yes, resistant shoes. Some traction underneath them. Tennis shoes are not the thing. I learned that. They too slippery. They too slick. Even sometimes I had to watch the kind of boots I wore. I couldn't wear the boots like we wear here in the South with that slick bottom underneath them. I had to go out and I had to buy boot shoes that had the traction soles underneath them, that had some resistance underneath them, that had some fur lining inside of them. Because my foot wasn't warm with those leather boots on. You have to learn how to dress when you live up there. I had to learn. It took me a while because when I first started going outside in the cold, it felt like ants crawling on me because it was drying my skin out so bad. I had to learn to use Vaseline so I'd have some moisture to my skin where it wouldn't dry out so quickly and I would be itching when I go outside. My husband had to teach me how to dress and what to put on my body. We had to work in slip resistant shoes in the restaurant business. Yeah, because those floors can get greasy. I had my first job was Burger King. Remember I told you that in college when I felt like my parents weren't sending me enough money and I bounced on over there and got me a little job and thought I was going to make me some additional money. I got tired of smelling that grease in my hair. I got tired of them old slippy floors. I got tired of smelling the meat. I don't frequent Burger King today because I can still smell that charbroiled meat. And we were able to eat free. I may have gotten a month's worth of paychecks. And I'm like, Then I bounced on over to the college. I went to the library. I'm like, too quiet in here for me. I don't want to do this. So that's when I bounced over to Grambling and got the job at First National Bank of Grambling. Then bankers back then weren't making a lot of money, but for a person in college, I think it was like $400. It may have been $400 a whole month back then. When I stop and think about it, but $400 extra a month to a college student, I was balling. I was shot calling, baby. Exactly. I don't eat at McDonald's either. I managed one for 20 years. Nope. You know all the ins and outs of it if you manage it for that long. The behind the scenes and everything that goes along with it. Eric said, I live behind Burger King and the smell of that food makes me sick. You get tired of smelling it. You do. And what I didn't like about Burger King, I don't like no raw meat. I'm not going to call it raw meat, but not well done meat. Okay? I don't want to see no red in my meat. And if you took it through that charbroil just one time, that wasn't enough for me because I saw red in the meat. So I would always take mine through 2 times underneath the flame. So my burger would be cooked. So that made it smell even more aroma to the meat smell. I was like, oh no, I can't with this. I only could do Burger King for a week. That's it for you, Miss Jackie. I think I may have held out for a whole month, Miss Jackie. I may have. I don't remember. That's been too long ago. But it wasn't long. And I went there because it was close to the campus. And they let me work on the days I didn't have class. Because I went to school on a quarter system. So I went to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays only, that quarter. So I had Monday, Wednesday, Friday off. And I did that the whole time I was there. Either I went to school on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is how I scheduled my classes so I could have Tuesday, Thursday, and the weekend, or vice versa. All that going to school every day is too much. I couldn't handle that. And that gave me time to study also on those days off. D. Hello, baby. How you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Fine wine. That's what you think I am. Age with time. I'll take that. And to this day, I can't stand the smell of dirty grease. Because they use that grease all day long at Burger King. They change out the grease at night. There's a lot of burgers and fries and stuff being cooked up in there. Well, actually, they charbroiled their burgers, but a lot of fries was dropped in that same grease all day long. Onion rings. Oh, no. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Let's see what Miss Archer says. Hey, La Mama. I got to get ready to go to the First Baptist Church of Corsicana for dinner. They feed the people every Monday. They have been doing that for over 40 years. We'll have a nice lunch, Aaron. Oh my, I love the Whopper and love the rib sandwich at McDonald's. I have never had that rib sandwich at McDonald's. I guess I ate there more when my child was small. She wore me out on McDonald's. Every Friday, that was her treat to go to McDonald's. So I'm there, so I'm eating too. Wow. Back then they had the playgrounds outside. But they took away the playgrounds outside because of the gravel that they had out there. And those little kids was throwing those rocks and, putting them in their ears, up their nose and all that. So the playgrounds came inside after they had a lot of mishaps on the outside. Yeah. Um, that's what happened with that. Okay, Aaron is going to eat. And let's see what else. Where are we going from here? Okay, Miss Audrey. In high school, through college, worked at Kmart. Loved working the blue light sales. I remember the Kmarts with the blue light specials. Uh-huh. We had them here for a long time. And they were pretty much popular in the 70s and 80s. I believe by the 90s, they had pretty much left here. Early 90s, they went away. Eric says, not even the college graduate have hard time getting jobs and just end up in debt. They come out with a lot of debt these days. I was fortunate enough that my parents were able to pay whatever they needed to pay. The difference in me going to school every uh, quarter, and my brothers were on a semester system, but none of us came out in any debt. My parents footed the bill of whatever was left. All of us had some type of help. We either had scholarships, we had grants, we had something to help us, but there was always some residual that was left behind. So they came out of their pockets with it. I always say, I don't know how they did it. It's very hard to send 6 kids through college, sometimes having 2 in there at the same time. Or when one was coming out, another one was going in. But I can say that my oldest brothers, by the time the oldest brother came out, he was able to help with the rest of us. When the next brother came out, he was able to send money back home and help with us. They all had bought transportation by then. So the younger ones of us, we shared their transportation. If I went to them and I say, bro, I want to use your car, they said fine until I got my car. I didn't get my first car until I was a freshman in college. So all the way through high school, I was using their transportation. And they always had 2 cars. They were married, so it was another car there. And most of the time they had a truck there also. So they would just drive that truck. Their wife would drive the other car, and I would drive the new car. Their new car. I remember my brother had a brand new Cadillac, and I drove it back and forth. Even when I started at Carroll High in Monroe, my last semester there, I had to do my student teaching. Well, I used his transportation to go back and forth every day, and he used his truck to go to work. Another one had brought a brand new Skylark back then. If I couldn't use Sandy's, I used Warren's. Then Harry came out of Grambling. He bought a brand new Monte Carlo. I would come home and he would let me keep the car for the weekend until I got mine. Then one day, my dad's friend, who was an attorney there, Nick Briscato, came out. He was a little Italian man. And my dad was telling him, I'm going to buy her a car. He had a little red Fiat. And he said, Brown, I'll let you have this one for $500. So my dad bought me a little red Fiat, my first car. And it was a 5 in the floor. And that was my first one. It lasted for about 2 years. It was a clutch, 5 in the floor. And then my dad got me brand new Grand Torino by Ford. And that's what I finished up in until I went to work. And we just passed cars down in the family. My sister-in-law had a car. When she got ready to get rid of it, she passed it down to, I think, my sister first. And then it passed down to my nephew. That car went through everybody in the family until we were able to afford our own. That's how we did in my family. One helped the other one. Yeah. Folks love Sting. Miss Audrey saying folks love the layaway. That was something from back in the day. You don't see too much layaways anymore. I was really shocked the other day when I went in a store and they had layaway. And I was like, wow, okay. Layaway was put it up today and come back and get it another day. Eric says, I like getting charred tacos when they had them in Taco Bell. I never tried those either, Eric. Oh, wow, Audrey. I worked at 2K Marks years ago. Loved the Blue Light Special, but they closed most of them down. They did. When I got to Baltimore, I was shocked that they still had a Kmart. I only knew of one that was close by us, but before I left there, they had closed that one. But it was nothing like the old Kmart's from back in the day. It looked more like just a bunch of stuff up in there. Really wasn't organized like the old Kmart's, and it looked cheap. It just wasn't the same. Does anybody remember the green stamp store? Yes. I used to love to lick them stamps and put them on there for my mom and get them little prizes and stuff in the mail. And do y'all remember in the oatmeal, they used to put little cups and stuff in there, little glasses? Anybody that old, they can remember that? Yeah, they used to give you stuff back in the day. Love when my mom filled up her book with stale and we go get free prizes. We did that too, Miss Audrey. Sting says she hated when Kmart closed. That was the store. And they closed in North Carolina also. Sting remember the H&S green stamps? Y'all, when did they leave? It must have been the 70s they went out. Huh? I don't know. I just remember as a little girl, I remember licking them stamps. I ain't getting no water. I licked them stamps. I became supervisor at service desk. Folks walked in the door mad. I had great customer service and they left with a smile. I feel the same way about that at the airports that I worked at, BWI and DCA. People would come in that BWI wasn't that bad, but the customer service at DCA, I was working for Hertz rental cars in the DCA airport as the customer service supervisor. I mean, we worked all of it. I worked exit gate supervisor. I would work outside, as the people came in to rent their cars. They made each supervisor work all of it in case somebody didn't come in, they could move you around. But those people in DC, baby, they could come in there early in the morning because we open early. And 6 o'clock in the morning, they could come in there with an attitude from hell. First of all, they knew the rule, but they thought that money talked up in there. So they would come in there with cash money, wanting to get a car. And the rule was you need to put it on a credit card. They had a reason for that. In case something happened to that car, they had you. They had an open line of credit on you. Okay? So trying to tell some queens coming in with some pink rollers in their hair and some pajamas and some house shoes early in the morning. That's not our policy. My bell was always ringing at my desk. They touching a little bell up underneath there. Miss V, we need you out front. Go out there with a smile. I am so sorry. We cannot take cash. Do you have a credit card that we can use? No, I ain't got no credit card. And baby, them snapping attitudes just coming at you. Okay, well, do you have somebody that you can go get a credit card from or have them to come in and put the card in their name? If they didn't buy insurance, that was another problem, okay? You might not be able to get that BMW or that Benz outside if you don't take insurance on it. I've been through some changes in life, but I still got a smile. I got cussed out a whole lot of times. I had one man came in that's so mad because he felt like, oh, you gonna do what I say. And I was like, okay, not a problem. I told him, hold on, I'll be right back. Hit that bell on him and call the police in the airport police. Y'all can deal with him. They came in and took him out. I'm not finna argue with you. I don't go back and forth with you and nobody else. You couldn't drive a stick-shift thing. I learned on my own the same day my father got me the car. I got out there and popped that clutch, went dead on me. I learned that evening how to ease up off of it, how to shift and everything. And I didn't ever wear out a clutch on the car either. The hardest part was when you going up an incline. That was the hardest part, to keep that car from rolling back. Yep. My father brought me an orange 5-speed Pinto. I remember the Pintos too. The Gremlins was the ugly one though. I had a friend on campus who had a Gremlin. Baby, PT and that Gremlin, I called it Animal Show on Wheels. That thing was something else, but we rode in it. Sure did. We rode in each other's car. My girlfriend Deborah that came into the chat, that was my roommate. She had a brand new Vega back then, yellow. They made loud color cars back then too. Hey, go get a good morning. John is in the building. Like, share, and subscribe to the content, to the channel. Thanks for watching. If you can't subscribe to the channel, just give this beautiful young lady a like and she'll be all right. And I will. Thank you, John, for always coming in and reminding them. I appreciate you. It's ice cream taco? Oh, Eric, I didn't know what that was. I'm glad you said that. I'm not really a big Taco Bell fan either. Every now and then I might go through there. So they fried the taco with the ice cream. I've never had that. I've seen it at fairs and stuff like that, like fried Snicker bars and fried ice cream. And I'm like, man, I don't need all that grease. Miss V, have you ever been to the Super Kmart? Carla, no, I didn't. Because at the time, I would have been shopping in Kmart. We only had one in Texas City. I would have had to go into Houston probably for the Super Kmart. So I just went to the local one. It was just a regular Kmart. You like Sears too? They are all gone. Sears, Montgomery Wards, Service Merchandise, all of those stores are long gone. And do you know, for a long time, I still had that on my credit report. Stores that had been closed up probably 10 years. One day I sit down and I looked at it and I'm like, Lord, we ain't had a Montgomery Wards, we ain't had a Sears, and I don't know when. If you don't get that stuff off of there, hey, Nawatha, you remember all of that, Nawatha? I'm not sure, but I think we still got a Kmart in Carson, California. It was called Super K. I'm not sure though. You might. Like I said, when I got to Baltimore, I'm talking about 2008 is when I started visiting my husband back and forth. We were not married at the time. And then when I moved there, a couple of years later, after we got married, we were engaged because we got married there. I saw one in Baltimore. I don't know what we went in there for that day, but I was like, there's a Kmart. Let's go in there and see if they have it, whatever we were looking for. J.C. Penney had that thick book, and we would shop for our toys. I used to love when those books came to the house. And I would sit up and I would circle all these dresses that I wanted because I could see myself wearing them. And my mom would look and she was like, girl, you done circle a whole book. Now go back and put the ones you really want on there. And then she would tell me the amount of money I could spend. That way I could go back and get the real things that I really want. Audrey, you remember Sears and Roebuck? Yes, and I'm not sure about this, but I heard that Roebuck was a black man. Do any of y'all know if that's true or not? We had a big Sears and Roebuck out on Louisville in my hometown, which is the main drag. But it was called Sears and Roebuck. Yes, indeed. My mom shopped for the boys in Sears and Roebuck, their jeans and stuff, when they were young growing up. One Christmas, I was helping cashiers. I had rung up over 20,000. Oh my God, Miss Audrey. After my money bag counted and matched to the register, I was less 10 cents short. Could work a cash register. But you had to be careful with them zeros. Sting, yes, that book was just as big. I used to love when them books came. I could spend a whole day just looking in the book, and I look at everything in the book. Everything. Hey, Bama Lama. Bama got me in trouble last night, y'all. Sting was over there talking about the Westerns on Bama's channel. So I fell in the chat just as she said she was going off. And I just spoke. Bama had just left my chat. She did not say, Ms.V, I'm going live next. I went on to do what I had to do when I got off my live, and then I went in on Bama's chat an hour later, as she said she was getting off. So we talking about the Westerns. Sting, I saw your comment too. And this crazy thing talking about the chuck wagon was dog food, gravy train. And I'm like, girl, no, they ain't even have no gravy train back then. What is you talking about? I was rolling laughing at Bama last night. Then I'm going to get up there and say Gunsmoke was my favorite. And Sting corrected me because I was wrong after I thought about it, because I said Festus was one of his deputies. And he was. But it was Chester that was before Festus. And Chester had the peg leg. But I told the people it was Festus. Then I saw Sting's comment, but I wasn't able to say it because Bama, I had left off the thing at that time. And then as soon as I fell down, Bama made a few more comments and she got off. But baby, that thing was so funny last night to me. I could not. I said, there you go, gonna get me in trouble. Now we talking about Festus, but really we were supposed to be talking about Chester. Okay, he was the one with the limp. Yeah. I can't with no Bama. She always gonna get Ms.V in trouble. Then she gonna be the first one to come out here and defend me. We was talking about Westerns, and y'all were. Welcome, Bama, this morning. What it do? Went to that darn SSI building. They gave me an appointment on the 4th. What am I going to do with that? I am still laughing though. The 4th of February? I guess you're gonna have to wait, Bama. I don't know. Do they do it where if somebody don't make their appointment, they'll call in people? I don't know, Bama. When I was pregnant with my oldest son, I loved Taco Bell. I loved everything, y'all. That's the biggest I ever been in my life. I got up to 200 with my first and only birth child. And did. I was a big mama jamma. All Benny. And was. Yep. Whoo, those days. I see something on the TV and I go get it. Wasn't no ordering and bringing it to the house back then. She was born in 81. So I get up and I go get it. Or either I call my husband and tell him, I just saw Taco Bell. I want it. I just saw Kentucky Fried Chicken. I want it. I ain't never ate so much in my life and gained so much weight. I was big. Yes, ma'am. Bama, oh no. Did they tell you what documents to bring? Happy Sunday, Mr. DeVille. Welcome to this new day. Welcome to the week. Just wanted to say hello. Enjoy this amazing, magnified Monday. And you do the same. You love Woolsworth? That was one of my favorites too. But we were segregated in Monroe during that time. We couldn't go to the counter. What we would have to do is go to the end of the counter. I like the malts in there. So my treat on every Friday was to go to Woolsworth and get that malt. So my mama would take me in there every Friday. But we were never able to sit down at the counter before they went out of business. Yep. I love those malts. And then we would go to the south side and we would get hot dogs or hamburgers from the south side Coney Island. I told you there were only two Mexicans in the town, one on the south side Coney Island, and then the other one sold insurance. And I would go to the south side Coney Island with my little mouth and get my little hot dog, and that would be my treat on Friday evening. Yep, and I never was. If the treat was always if you did good in school during the week and you gave no problems. Well, I never was a problem child. My mama never had to come to the classroom for me. I didn't want to face the consequences at home. So her being right there at the school, they had belts in the classroom back then. She wasn't finna come in there with my ass and embarrass me in front of my friends. Nope. Whatever the teacher said, that's what it was. Okay? You like the Avon book, Eric? Sting, yes, Woolworth, and we love eating at the corner. Hudson Belt was a good store. We didn't have Hudson, Miss Audrey. Okay. No, but I have them, although even a copy of my sis. That's good, Bama. You taking care of your business. Sting is going to Google it for me. Okay. Hey, Lorietta. I can remember who shall Combs and Hutzler's Stanley Furniture Store. We didn't have those either, Miss Lorietta. And it's amazing how you had some stores that were across the United States, like Sears and maybe Montgomery Wards and stuff like that, J.C. Penney. But in other places, you had stores just in certain regions. Like a lot of these stores you're talking about, we didn't have them in the South. Google says it's a myth, but Sears and Roebuck are white men. Okay, so that wasn't true. All right. Thank you, Sting, because I never looked it up to see if Roebuck was a black man. Laughing, I meant to say whole show Combs and Hustlers enjoying the conversation. Thank you, Miss Lorietta. Thank you for coming over. Yeah, Eric, it was the meat wagon. Bama in here, she talking about some gravy train. She talking about she thought it was for the dogs. Where we get Bama from? That girl is funny as all get out. And then just bust out laughing. Hey, Lakeisha. My mom used to sell Tupperware, and I used to go with her to the Tupperware parties at her friend. That was big, too, them Tupperware parties. People made a lot of money off of Tupperware and the Mary Kay parties back in the day. Yeah, I have a friend who drove a pink Cadillac for a while, and that's all she ever did in our younger years. Hey, LaWanda. Yes, ma'am. Dennis Weaver. That was Chester. And I was thinking, when I said it, it was Festus. But Chester was the first one on Gunsmoke. And then Festus came along after him. And I did read this too. We were talking about Gunsmoke. I read where Marshall Dillon almost didn't get the role as the marshal on Gunsmoke because he had a limp. He kind of drugged one of his legs. It didn't bend right. And he almost didn't get the part. But they gave it to him anyway. And if you look back at them old westerns, you'll see how one leg, it looks stiff like he can't bend his knee or something. Yeah. But Bama didn't watch that either, y'all. No, because she didn't know about Festus and Chesters, and she didn't know about the peg leg. She ain't know about that. She ain't watched no what was it with the wagon train? Because she thought that was gravy train. Help me, Jesus. Okay. Thank you, Yo-Yo. Speaking to everybody, I can't resist the 5-layer burrito. We have a burrito place right down from the gumbo bar where I went to the other night and I took y'all. And I might try it this week and see what it's all about. Because I've never been there. And they have 5-layer burritos. That's all they do is burritos. So we might go in there this week. Damn near $5 for a burrito now. Oh, wow. They're going to be expensive in there because that's all they sell. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I craved strawberry shakes all the time. I guess that's the reason why she's so bright. I got up to 200 pounds when I was pregnant with my daughter. I ate good. I know that's right, LaWanda. Everything tastes good. Baby, but I could have some indigestion. And everybody kept saying, oh, that baby gonna have a lot of hair. Because the myth was that if you had indigestion all the time, the baby was gonna have a bunch of hair. My baby came here so bald head, you could barely see the hair. Just looked like a little bitty hair. Like peach fuzz hair, that kind of hair. And didn't have a whole lot of hair until she was almost 4 years old. I had to get them Velcro little ribbons and bow-ricks to put up there. Because her didn't have no hair to be clamping down. But baby, when it started growing, it's down her back. And she's had a lot of thick hair like my mother and my sister all her life. My daughter didn't take care of me. My grandma did. And that's a good thing. I think when grandmas are around, they take better care of you. The mom is busy with the other children. She may be working. Or if she's married, that's time consuming for her. And just keeping the house clean and all that. You know, grandmas they've done that. And they got time for you. I miss mine so much when she left me. I don't know what that is, Nawatha Goldblatts. I don't know what that is. We didn't have that one. When a child in school cafeteria and janitor staff was family or community workers, they fed us good. And they had good meals back in my elementary cafeteria. We ate good. They don't have this whole menu like they have now where it's supposed to be so healthy. It ain't that healthy because the kids ain't eating it. They going to either bring in their lunch or they go into that snack machine. So if they put a little seasoning in there and cook like you cook at home, it'd be better off. Yep. And baby, we had desserts back then, and kids weren't going to the doctor like they going to the doctor. They ain't have all these complaints back then either. I told y'all, I don't ever remember going to no doctor till I had my child. Then I was in a car accident. That's the 2 times that I went into, I was grown. During my early, I went for my inoculations, and they did most of those shots at school. Because I remember running away. I would get to the front of the line, And when the nurse came out there, I backed my way all the way to the back of the line. And then when it got time to me, I ran off. They had to come get me, bring me back up and down. Mm-mm. I wasn't doing that. Look at LaWanna laughing her and staying. In Mount Olive, North Carolina, they have all exhibits from Andy Griffin Mayberry, Floyd Barbershop, jail, and gas station. Nice to visit. Okay, Miss Audrey, I wished I had visited that when I was in North Carolina. I had a friend there that was a flight attendant with me, and she lives in North Carolina. And we live not far from the airport. Oh, wow. I mean, she took me a lot of places. We went over to Charlotte, and we went out one night to this one man band. It did an excellent job. But I didn't know about that to even ask to go there. We sure did eat good in elementary school. Yes, we did, Miss Sharon. My mom shopped at Kimbrell's Furniture, got 12 pieces for a bedroom or a living room for $500. Yeah, back in the day, that was a lot of money too. Back in the day, $500. Ain't no money now for one piece of furniture. Could cost $500 for a little end table. But those were the days, my friend. They were good days. We couldn't wait for pizza day at school. We had homemade pizza, and they could make that too. Miss Sally was our dietitian. And Miss Sally made sure that everybody coming through there and every teacher had food to go home that evening if they wanted to. And whenever Miss Sally ordered her equipment for the school, like my mom's big old gumbo pot, great big. I had my mom's gumbo pot, but I left it in Vegas with my sister-in-law. But that gumbo pot could make a lot of quarts of gumbo. Miss Sally had ordered that gumbo pot from the school, and it had lasted all those years. Yep. But anyway, I have come to the end of the road here. Thank y'all. 5 more laps on the way out. Appreciate you. Okay. Let's see. Somebody came in. Let me speak to you. Hey, Dina, I'm on my way out. Hey, Corey, you 78? God is good. What a blessing. Hope you in the best of health, too, at 78. Okay. Y'all, like, share, and subscribe. That's what I ask of you over here. And that way it keeps me in the algorithms. And I'm doing my best to come out and talk to y'all once in the morning and once in the evening. Y'all take care until we meet again later on this evening. I'll replay your line, Ms.V. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Hello, Life of Judah. How are you? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Back in the day when I was coming up, that lunch food was nasty. Oh, we had good food. I couldn't wait to go to cafeteria and eat Miss Sally's food. And I don't know what brand of chocolate milk that was. I think it was Borden. And we could either have white milk or chocolate milk. That was some good chocolate milk. Oh my God. I couldn't wait to get in there to get that chocolate milk with my lunch. I need to skip lunch and go around the corner to the Chinese chop suey. Oh, yo. You should have been there with me. Okay. All right, y'all. I have come to the end of the road. Thank you for coming in and chatting with me. I appreciate you and the conversation that we had this morning. A lot of times I like it when y'all just come into the chat and we can talk about whatever you talk about. Even though I may address something, I may come in with a topic, y'all come in with what y'all want to talk about, and it makes it even more interesting. So stay tuned to this afternoon. We'll come back with another great topic of conversation where we all can join in the fun. Y'all be blessed, and I'll talk to y'all later. What you saying, Carla? Ms.V, y'all don't want to get off. Ms.V, have you ever been to the Super Kmart? Oh, that it must have went back up because I was at the bottom. It did. Okay, I'm at the bottom. Okay, y'all be blessed, and Go catch some of these other content creators that's coming into the chat, and have a beautiful, blessed day. It's pretty here. I might have to get out in this weather today. Okay, if it's not too cold. All right, Sting. See y'all later. Much love to you. Bye.